Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the 2015 Demolition League. This is another opening day game from April the 14th. I forgot to write that in here. 14, 15. All right, we are at the Bob Bank One Ballpark. I think that's what it was called in 2015. I'm not sure. It could have been Chase Field. I'm not sure what officially was named in Arizona in 2015, but probably was Chase Field. It is the Houston Astros and the Arizona Diamondbacks interleague play. So that means the pitchers are hitting. So no DH for the Astros in this game. Starting pitchers, left-hander Dallas Keuchel for the Astros and right-hander Ruby De La Rosa of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Look at you can see our starting lineups we have right here. Altuve, Springer, Lowry, Carter, Rasmus, Valbuena, Castro, Tucker, and Keuchel for the Astros. For the Diamondbacks, Pollock, Inciarte, Goldschmidt, Trumbo, Owens, Lamb, Ahmed, Gosewich, and De La Rosa for the D-backs. All right, let's look at our bench for both teams and bullpens for the Astros. Since, again, I moved everything to the 13 and 12 model instead of the 14 and 11 model. That means with no DH, there are 5 bench players. And we have 2 right-handed bench players, Evan Gattis and Jake Marisnick, and 3 switch hitters, Marwin Gonzalez, Jonathan VR, and backup catcher Hank Conger. So that's the bench available for the Astros. For the bullpen for Houston, remember each team has at least 2 lefty relievers. Houston's no different. They have Tony Sipp, a lefty, and they also have Joe Thatcher, a lefty. And out of the rest of their bullpen, they have Josh Fields, a righty, Chad Qualls, a righty, Pat Neshek, a righty, Will Harris, a righty, and their closer, Luke Gregerson, also a righty. For the Astros on their bench, they have, with the lefty Keuchel on the mound, they still pretty much went with their standard lineup. They didn't really want to fear too many of the lefties. They do have one lefty on the bench that probably would have played without the lefty on the mound. That's David Peralta. So I think he's the only guy that really gets benched because of the lefty. Then they also have right-handers, Yosmani Tomas, Aaron Hill, switch hitter Cliff Pennington, and then the backup catcher, right-handed hitting Jordan Pacheco. In the bullpen for the for the Diamondbacks, rather, again, the standard 2 lefties. You got Oliver Perez, and the other lefty is Andrew Chafin. The right-handers, we have Daniel Hudson, Addison Reed, Randall Delgado, and their closer, Brad Ziegler. So there are the bench and bullpen availables for each team, so you know who's available and who's not. Ruby De La Rosa, 14-9, 4.67 ERA, and 32 starts. He will get the start for the Diamondbacks. And he'll face Jose Altuve to lead things off for the Astros. Double check here and make sure. I think everything is in place. I kind of gave up on the idea of doing the other kind of setup. It just wasn't working for me. So I've got to do what I think is most comfortable. And hopefully it's good enough. We got the score sheet there. And you can see the cards, and of course, back to the traditional red and white dice. As I'm sipping my coffee on a Saturday afternoon. Okay, we are ready to go. Advanced rules only, of course. Got the defensive charts right here to check their defensive ratings. So that's why they're not written on the score sheet. This is a score sheet design by Tenacious Earl, where we do instead of the inning by inning, it's the at-bat by the at-bat. And then the pitchers will come down here, and in the first spot is the innings pitched, and over here is batters faced. And we'll just list them on down. That helps me when I'm putting these things in the computer. It tells me the cutoff for the pitcher because I know how many batters he faced. And I don't get confused and leave a pitcher in there too long when he really was taken out. All right, so Jose Altuve leads off against Ruby De La Rosa, righty against righty. This game is underway. Get the boo birds out. The trash cans are not around, so no worries there. Altuve, 310. He grounds it to second. And an easy play made by Mr. Owings. One down. Here's George Springer. 6-5, and that's a in-home run chance, 1-12. He does have normal power. So 1-12, and George Springer will go deep. And he does. George Springer, maybe he got some advance notice of what was coming. I don't know. Didn't hear any trash cans, but he did get the home run. George Springer on the 15 season, he hit 16 home runs. And there's one of them right there. So one down, one in, and shortstop Jed Lowry. If you wonder about Carlos Correa, he did not come along till later, so I'm trying to hold him off for a little bit because he was a call-up in the midseason. Did not start the season with the Astros, so I want to get the guys that started the season with the Astros some playing time, and that's Jed Lowry. 2-6 for Lowry against the right-hander De La Rosa. It's a pop out to first, and Paul Goldschmidt right there, 2 down. That'll bring up the power hitting Chris Carter, right-handed first baseman. 6-11, and that's a fly to left. Remember, there's no ballpark effects. It's simply just a fly to left. And that's going to end the inning, but a run is in. The Astros strike first on the home run by George Springer. And we go to the bottom of the first. It is Houston 1, and the Diamondbacks coming to bat. For the Astros, Dallas Keuchel, 20-8, 2.48 ERA and 33 starts. Definitely their ace. And he's been given a 1-run lead to work with, and he'll be facing A.J. Pollock, center fielder. 1-9 against the lefty. That's a strikeout. So Pollock down on strikes. One down for Ender Inciarte, the left fielder. 2-6 against the lefty. That's a single. So Inciarte not bothered by the lefty. He gets a base hit. And he's an A stealer. So again, we'll look at the catcher rating for the Astros. Castro is their catcher. He's got a -1 arm. An A stealer is a -2 for being held. Starts out with a 15. So -2 for being held makes him a 13. -1 arm from the catcher is a 12. 1-12, and you know what? Runs against Keuchel might be at a premium, so they're going to try to send him. 1-12, and he makes it. And he's thrown out. So take your chances, and it just, that time it didn't work out. Try to be aggressive, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I was hoping to get him in scoring position so Goldschmidt can knock him in, but didn't work out. Now it's 2 out, spaces cleared. Goldschmidt's got to do it all himself. 1-7, and he just might. 1's a triple. I'm sorry, 1-7 is a 1-8 double, 9-20 single. And that would have scored the run had he been successful in the stolen base. That's a single. So Goldschmidt, a 2-out single. He will not go anywhere. They're not going to play that game again. They're going to hold him there, even though he's an A stealer. He's going to stay there and look for Mark Trumbo. Of course, he will be held. And here's Trumbo. He's playing right field. And he's got a great column 3 against lefty. That's why he's in there. But we find Keuchel's card. 5-9 struck him out. So Trumbo out on strikes to end the inning. Stolen base really kind of thwarted the chance for the D-backs in that first inning. We go to the second, 1-0 Astros. Ruby De La Rosa back out. We'll be facing Colby Rasmus. He's kind of infamous, if you remember, all the Strat fans out there. If you remember the, it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago at least, when they had the Strat-O-Matic opening day and they interviewed the people, and there was this one group where the guy has all these nicknames for all these players as he's rolling the dice, and it was Colby Rasmus was, it's not cheddar, it's not Swiss, it's Colby. So I remember that. I think they're a group out of Philly. The guy was very entertaining, the guy they interviewed. He was very entertaining, and the stories he told were also very entertaining. That's on my bucket list. One of these days, maybe I'll get there. Maybe when I'm retired, I'll get there. I don't know. We'll see. All right, here is Colby Rasmus, 6'8", and that is a walk. Leadoff walk for Rasmus. And he's an E stealer, so he will not be held. Here's Luis Valbuena, third baseman, 111, and he's hit by the pitch, so De La Rosa plunks him. Kind of control issues right now. He's having a time of it. A walk and now a hit by pitch. So some issues here for De La Rosa. He's having a depends control moment right here. Here's Castro. He's not a good bunter, so he will swing away. 5-7, and that's a strikeout. So he definitely needed that strikeout. One away. And that'll bring up Preston Tucker with Keuchel on deck using pitcher hitting card number 1. Here's Tucker, 5-7, and that's another strikeout. I think it was the same roll we just had. So back-to-back strikeouts against the left-handed batters. And that's going to send up Dallas Keuchel using pitcher hitting card number 1 with 2 outs and 2 on. 2-7, and he struck him out. So he comes back and strikes out the side, does De La Rosa, after those control issues. He takes care of things, and we go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0. Keuchel back out. We'll be facing Chris Owings, second baseman, followed by Jake Lamb and Nick Ahmed. 5-5, and that's an in-home run chance against a pitcher here. In-home run chance against a lefty, though. He's weak power both ways, so it would not be a home run. It would just be a single and a 1-5. Anything else, 6-20, he flies to left. And that's a fly ball to left, so it didn't matter about his power because he flew to left. And Mr. Tucker puts it away. Here's Jake Lamb, lefty on lefty. 6-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Jed Lowry. And Lowry checks in as a 4. I'm sorry, as a shortstop, Lowry is, yeah, he's a 4. Not very good. 4-9. Probably goes to an error rating as a shortstop, and it does. So Lowry checks in with the error rating of 17, E17 for Jed Lowry. E17 and an 8. E17 for a shortstop and an 8 is a ground ball ace. It's a good play. So he was able to get that tough hop and take care of it. Here's Nick Ahmed. 2-2 against the lefty. 2-2 is a single. So 2-out single for Nick Ahmed. He's a D stealer. He will not be held. I only hold C and above. So D's and E's are not being held by default unless the situation dictates it. That's just the default setting. So here's Tuffy Gosowicz. 2-5, and that's a 1 for a single. Anything else, he lines it to Lowry at short. And that's what it is, a liner to short. Lowry snags it, innings over. 2 innings in the books. It's Houston 1 and the Diamondbacks nothing. And we got the top of the order coming up for Houston. Jose Altuve, followed by Springer and Lowry. So let me check something here real quick. Sometimes the focus gets out of place here, or something gets moved around. So every couple innings, I think I need to check that just to make sure. All right, here's Altuve against De La Rosa. 2-9, and he grounds it to second again. He did that in the first time. He does it again. 1 down. Altuve is gone. Here's Springer. He homered for the only run of the game. 3-6. This time he flies to left. So couldn't get enough of it. 2 down. Put away by Inciarte. Here's Jed Lowry. 5-12. Switcher to batting left. That's a fly to right. There's no ballpark effects in advanced, so it's simply a fly to right to end the inning. I kind of missed that, but I really wanted to, stick to the advanced because I play super advanced so much. I really wanted a different experience that's hopefully a little bit faster to get these games through because there's so many of them. So that's why I decided to do that. And each time I see a ballpark home run or single check, particularly a home run check, it kind of makes me wonder what it would have been. What might have been, as they say. All right, here's the pitcher, Ruby De La Rosa. He's got his own card. He does hit pretty well against lefties. 2-4, but not here. He strikes out. 2-5 would have been a single, but here he strikes out. So De La Rosa is retired. Back to the top of the order, and A.J. Pollock. 4-7, struck him out. Keuchel gets Pollock again. Second time for Pollock. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Here's Inciarte. 2-6 for Inciarte. He's going to single again. He's 2 for 2. Now, he got caught stealing last time, so they're not going to tempt fate this time. They're going to let Goldschmidt try to knock him in. He is being held at first. 6-3 is a fly to left, though, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the D-backs. We go to the fourth. Still 1-0 favor of Houston. Like I said, I'm listening for trash cans, but right now I don't hear any. Here's Chris Carter against De La Rosa. 4-9 against the righty. Struck him out. Chris Carter down on strikes. Here's Colby Rasmus. 3-2. That's a line out max to first base, but nobody's on base, so it's just simply a 1-out situation where he lines to Goldschmidt for out number 2. Here's Valbuena. He was hit by a pitch his first time. 1-5. He strikes out this time. So De La Rosa, after that home run he gave up in the first to Springer, has pitched pretty well. Holding his own, trying to keep his team in the game. Yeah, against Keuchel, that's a tough task. Runs are at a premium. Here's Mark Trumbo. 2-3 for Trumbo. He's going to fly to right. 1 down. Trumbo is retired. Here's Chris Owings. 4-11, and that's a fly ball left field X. Good thing we didn't have Evan Gattis playing left field because he would have been a 5. As it is, it's Tucker. And Tucker in left field checks in as a 4. So he's not that much better. 4 and a 10. It might go to his error rating, though, which would help him. 4 and a 10 it does. And his error rating is only a 2. So he's an E2. Oops, we're in wrong place. E2. E2 and a 5. E2 and a 5 is an outfielder. E2 and a 5 is a fly ball B. So it's good play. So by going to his error rating, that helped him out. And that makes it out number 2. Didn't have much range, but he doesn't make errors, so that helped him. Jake Lamb, 6-5. Ground ball shortstop X. That is Jed Lowry. He's a 4. 4 and a 10. I believe that goes to his error rating as well. And he's an E17. E17 and an 8. E17 and an 8 is a ground ball A. So it's a good play by Mr. Lowry. And it's a 1-2-3 inning to end the inning. And we go to the 5th. Still 1-0 here from the desert. De La Rosa now facing Castro. I'll do another quick double check. Make sure there's nothing funky going on there. All right, here's De La Rosa to Castro. 2-8, and he struck him out. So Castro down on strikes. Here's Preston Tucker. 6-5 against the lefty. That's an in-home run chance. 1-19. He does have normal power, so this is going to be gone unless we get a 20. Oops, let's re-roll this so you can actually see it. 13, that's gone. Preston Tucker, home run. He had 13 on the season. He gets one right here. And it is 2-0 Astros. Number 8 hitter, Preston Tucker, coming through with the long ball. De La Rosa is bitten by the long ball once again. And now the pitcher, Dallas Keuchel, is up. 3-4 for Keuchel, and he's going to ground it back to De La Rosa. We're out number 2. And that's going to send us back to the top of the order for Jose Altuve. He's grounded to second base twice. 1-7. He won't do it this time. That's a single, straight out single for Altuve. And he's a double-A Steeler, so he's definitely looking to run. As a double-A, he starts as a 17, being held makes him a 15. Catcher Tuffy Gosewich is a -2, makes him a 13. So it's a 1-13 for Altuve. And he's in there, and it's a 1 possible throwing error. The T rating on Gosewich is a T4. So no throwing error, but it will be a stolen base for Altuve. He's in scoring position with 2 down. He will be held. And George Springer, the batter. 1-7 for Springer. Struck him out. All these hits in column 1, and he found the strikeout on a 1-7. And that's going to end the inning. But the damage done through the Preston Tucker homer. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, 2-0 Astros. Keuchel now back out, enjoying a 2-0 lead. We'll be facing Ahmed, Gosewich, and De La Rosa. They may pinch hit for De La Rosa if they get people on base. Ahmed will start it out 3-6, and he's going to ground it right back to Keuchel. 1 down, and that brings up Tuffy Gosewich. 5-7, that's another strikeout. So with 2 outs and the base is clear, they're going to let De La Rosa hit for himself. 6-7, and he's going to ground it to second. Altuve on an X chart. Altuve is a 2. 2 and a 1, and that might get through for a hit. 2 and a 1 is a single, so how about that? De La Rosa, beneficiary of a 1 on the D20 roll, gets himself a 2-out single. He will not be held, of course. And here's A.J. Pollock. 6-10 for Pollock against Keuchel against a righty. Ground ball third base X. That's Valbuena. And Valbuena checks in as a 3. 3 and an 18 is a good play. And that's going to end the inning as Pollock is retired. So the 2-out single from the pitcher, De La Rosa, does no good. We go to the 6th, still 2-0. And this is the fatigue inning for De La Rosa, so the bullpen will have to be on alert status. Jed Lowry, the batter, leads things off. He's 0 for 2. 4-10, switch hitter batting left. And that's a straight out single. Super advanced, we come down to these two parts, but in advanced, it's just a straight single. So that's ding number 1 against De La Rosa, and the bullpen is loosening for the Diamondbacks. They definitely have their bullpen going. They got a lefty in the bullpen because you got lefties coming up. They have Andrew Chafin loosening in the bullpen. And so De La Rosa may not be lasting too much longer. Lowry, E-Stealer will not be held. Carter, 2-7, struck him out. Big strikeout there. 1 away, but now you got a series of lefties coming up. Colby Rasmus, 5-6, and that's a double to left field. And that may be all for De La Rosa. The double to left, Lowry runs at a 12. Is not being held, makes him a 13. And let's see, the double is assumed to go to center field. Or did it go, I think, not, take it back. It went to left field, didn't it? It says left field. Inciarte's arm is a -3, so they're not going to try anything. They will keep Lowry with only 1 out. They will keep Lowry at third base. So runners are at second and third. Runners are at second and third with 1 out, and the lefty Valbuena's coming up. So De La Rosa will be lifted, and we will get a new pitcher, Andrew Chafin, the lefty. He will be coming on for the D-backs. For De La Rosa, he goes 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 batters faced, and it ends up being 5 1/3 innings pitched. And now Andrew Chafin, the lefty, Chafin, 5-1, 2.76 ERA and 2 saves for Andrew Chafin. So he is on to face the lefty Valbuena. The infield is in. Of course, they really have no choice. I mean, can't give up any more cheap runs. Down 2-0 already. The way Keuchel's pitching, is like being down 6-0. All right, so Valbuena with the infield in and 1 out against Chafin. 6-5, and doesn't matter. That's a double to center field off the lefty Chafin. That's going to score them both, and it will be charged to De La Rosa. So De La Rosa is going to give up 4 runs in 5 1/3, so his decent outing turned very mediocre very quickly on the double by Valbuena, 2-run double, and it is now 4-0 in favor of the Astros. Another lefty, Jason Castro. Valbuena will not be held at second. 6-7, and that's a walk. So Chafin in trouble already as he issues the base on balls, puts runners at first and second with 1 out. Preston Tucker, the batter. Infield looking to turn 2. 3-6. 1 is a single. Anything else, he lines it to the second baseman, Owings. And that's a liner to Owings. Everybody gets back. 2 down. And now he at least gets the benefit of facing the pitcher, Dallas Keuchel. So Keuchel is up with 2 outs and 2 on. But we're off the pitcher card. 4-10. 4-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop is Nick Ahmed, and Nick Ahmed is a 2. 2 and a 7 for a shortstop. 2 and a 7 is a ground ball B, so it's good play. And they finally end the inning, but 2 runs come in, do the damage. Close the book on De La Rosa as he had what ended up being a rough outing. Those 2 inherited runners scoring. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Stros. It'll be Inciarte, Goldschmidt, and Trumbo, heart of the order for the D-backs against Keuchel. They got their work cut out for them. 5-5. In home run chance, he does have weak power, so it would be a single 1-5. Anything else, he flies to right. It's a 5, so it's a leadoff single. And Inciarte is 3 for 3 against the lefty Keuchel. He's an ace stealer, but down 4-0. They're not going to try it. He will be held. Here's Goldschmidt. 6-8 for Goldschmidt. He flies to center. 1 down, and that brings up the right fielder Trumbo. 6-7 for Trumbo. It's a ground ball, second base X. Second baseman is Mr. Altuve, and he checks in as a 2. 2 and a 9. Second baseman. 2 and a 9 goes to his error rating. So the error rating for Altuve is an E5. E5 and an 8. E5 and an 8 is a ground ball A, so it will turn into a 4-6-3 double play. Nicely turned by the Astros, and quick work made of the D-backs. 4-0. As we go to the 7th, Chafin will be lifted. He went 2/3 of an inning, and he ended up facing 4 batters, but he will leave. And they will go to their bullpen once again for a right-hander this time, as Altuve's set to lead it off. But we will have a right-hander coming out of the pen. And that right-hander will be Randall Delgado. 8-4, 3.25 ERA, 1 start, 1 save. But he does have relief of 2, so he can... and that start had to be one of those opener deals because they don't give him a starting rating on this card. So it had to be where it was the opener or something. But anyway, right now, he's in the pen, trying to keep the Astros from extending their lead. He's going to be facing Altuve. 1-8 for Altuve, and that's a fly to left. So they keep Altuve off the bases, usually a good idea. Here's George Springer. 1-7, and strikeout again. He had the same role as he did last time. All these hits in column 1, and he found the number 7, which produced the strikeout. So 2 down for Jed Lowry. 5-3, switch hitter batting left is a fly ball right field X. And that's trouble because that's Trumbo. Trumbo in right field is a 5. Whoops, let's do it where you can see it. Hopefully you can see it that time. 15. 5 and a 15. 5 and a 15 is a single, 2 stars. Anything on the range check on a 5 is going to be a hit. His only chance was to go to his error rating. It didn't happen. So Jed Lowry drops 1 in front of Trumbo. He will not be held as an E-stealer, and that brings up Chris Carter. 111 for Carter. Ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Delgado does his job here in the top of the 7th. We're going to the 7th inning stretch. Astros seemingly comfortably in front, 4-0. This is the fatigue inning, though, for Dallas Keuchel, so something to keep an eye on. It'll be Owens, Lamb, and Ahmed for the D-backs. 1-5 against the lefty. That's a 1-5 triple. Anything else, he flies to left. And that's a fly to left. He just missed the triple. That thing looked like it was going to turn over. Then it hit this little upslope on this sheet of paper and folded back. So just the way it works. Here's Jake Lamb. 6-2. That's a ground ball to second. Altuve right there. 2 down. So Keuchel rolling along really well. Here's Ahmed. 2-4 for Ahmed, and he lines out to second base. He's loaded column 2, but he found the 4, which is a line out right to Altuve. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Keuchel. He may end up pitching 8 innings. We'll see. Or they might decide just to go ahead and cap him with that because they don't want to wear him out. Got to think long term. So right now, Delgado will come back out for the D-backs to start the 8th. It'll be Colby, Rasmus, Valbueno, and Castro, 3 lefties. But down 4-0, I don't think they want to use their other lefty. They want to keep him rested for the next game, that being their other left-hander, which is, where'd it go? Oliver Perez. So No sense using them unless the game gets closer. Delgado to Rasmus, 4-3. And that's a ground ball to second, one away. Rasmus is retired. Brings up Valbuena, 1-7 against the righty, and that's a walk. So Valbuena draws the one-out walk. He's reached via hit by pitch, and now he's reached via a walk. He has an E-stealer, will not be held. 2-7, struck him out. Castro is gone. 2 down for Tucker. And if Tucker reaches, they will pinch hit for Keuchel. 2-3, and that's a ground ball to second, so there's no worries there. The inning's over. So now the question is, do you let Keuchel pitch the 8th, or do you double switch, or just use 2 relievers to go an inning apiece? Let's see how they want to play this. I believe that's all for Delgado. He's going to go 2 innings because he's going to be pinch hit for. So he's going to go 2 innings, and he's going to face 8 batters. So he did pretty well in his relief stint. So the Astros now will turn to their bullpen. That's going to be it for Keuchel. He's going to go 7 innings, facing 25 batters. And of course, is in line to get the win. So we go to the bullpen for the Astros. And they will send in right-hander Pat Neshek. Neshek is 3-6, 3.62 ERA, no starts, and a save. Pat Neshek, if you're familiar with him, he's got one of those interesting sidewinding type, almost underhanded windups. He will be the pitcher. He's only a 1-inning pitcher, so there's no sense to double switch or do anything of that nature. So let's look at the Diamondbacks. Rather, they got to go to their bench and see who they might want to use as a pinch hitter. And the first guy off the bench is Peralta. So they're going to have Gosewich followed by Peralta. So Peralta will be the one to hit in a pinch hitting role for the pitcher Delgado. But right now, Tuffy Gosewich will lead it off against Neshek, 2-11. And that's a hit by pitch, so maybe that's some retaliation. Maybe he was put in there to retaliate for the hit by pitch up here on Valbuena. Not sure if Neshek is exacting some revenge or what, but umpire is letting him know about it. Here's Peralta, the pinch hitter. Gosewich, of course, not being held. 1-7, and that's a fly to center. So Peralta fails in the pinch hitting. Back to the top of the order for Pollock. 5-7, and that's a 1-4 single. Anything else, he will line it to Valbuena at third. And that's a 1, so it's going to be a base hit, 1 star. Pollock gets the base hit. 2 are on with 1 out for Ender Inciarte. 1-8 for Inciarte. It's a ground ball to short. It's an A, so it's a 6-4-3 double play. And just when you thought the Diamondbacks might close the gap, that dreaded double play comes up again. So that's going to do it for the 8th inning. We go to the 9th, and I think that's going to be all for Neshek as he's going to be pinch hit for. Pitcher spot does lead off the inning. Astros will send up a pinch hitter, and it will be, who do they want to use? They are going to use Marwin Gonzalez, a switch hitter, so it really doesn't matter who the D-backs bring in. They're going to use Marwin Gonzalez to pinch hit. So Marwin Gonzalez is your pinch hitter. Now we need a reliever for the Astros. I'm sorry, for the Diamondbacks. And it will be Addison Reed. So Addison Reed, who later on went to the Mets, but in the beginning of the year he was with Arizona. 3-3, 3.38 ERA, and 4 saves. So Addison Reed is on. Try to keep it a 4-0 ball game. Facing Gonzalez, switch hitter batting left. 1-6, and he's going to strike him out. So Gonzalez fails in the pinch. He strikes out. And we flip the order over to Altuve. 4-7, struck him out. Addison Reed gets the K. There's a dot there, but of course he's not tired. So 2 down for George Springer. 6-6, and that's 1-13 single. Anything else, he lines it to Ahmed at short. That's a 20, so he lines it to Ahmed at short. It's a 1-2-3 inning turned in by Addison Reed. 1 inning, 3 batters faced. Neshek, 1 inning and 4 batters faced. And we'll go to the bullpen for the Astros to finish it out. It's not a save situation, so they will not be using their closer. They will go to someone else. And let's see who that someone else is. They've used Neshek. Coming up for the D-backs, it's right-handers Goldschmidt, Trumbo, and Owings. So they will go to a right-hander of their own. And it will be right-hander Josh Fields. So Josh Fields is on. 4-1, 3.55 ERA, no saves. If he gets in trouble, Luke Gregerson is loosening the pen in case he is needed to try to secure a save, but right now it's not a save situation. So Josh Fields going to start off against Goldschmidt here in the bottom of the 9th, 4-0 Stros. 6-5 against Fields, struck him out. So Goldschmidt retired, 1 away. Here's Trumbo. 4-11, and that's a straight out single. No ballpark effects to worry about. Trumbo singles. He's on. Not being held. Here's Chris Owings. 2-6, and that's a pop out to short for out number 2. That's going to send us to Jake Lamb. 5-7, struck him out. He's not tired, so the strikeout is good, and that's the ball game. The Astros shut out the Diamondbacks 4-0. Fields went 1 inning, faced 4 batters. The winner was Keuchel. He is 1-0. The loser is De La Rosa. He is 0-1. But kind of hard to fault De La Rosa. He got no run support. But this guy, the man of the hour, Dallas Keuchel, he took it to him. 7 shutout frames. Check the hits for the D-backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got them for 8 unofficially. For the Astros, 1, 2. Their first 2 hits were home runs. How about that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got them for 7 hits. So unofficially, I've got 4-7-0 for the Astros, 0-8-0 for the Diamondbacks. Winning pitcher Dallas Keuchel, 1-0. Losing pitcher De La Rosa, 0-1. No save because of the score. But the Astros get an opening day victory. And kind of almost expected because just on paper, they're obviously better than the Diamondbacks, but that's why you play the game. But when you have your ace going, Dallas Keuchel, you expect to win. And that's exactly what happened. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of the Demolition League 2015, a la Tenacious, kind of, in the style of Tenacious Earl. That's game 4 from opening day. There's one more game to play, and that's the Mets in Seattle, and that'll be the next video down the road, probably in a day or 2. It'll be the Mets against Seattle from the Great Northwest. So the Mets will be using a DH in that game. And I'm not sure. I think it's probably Jacob deGrom and Felix Hernandez. I think that's going to be the pitching matchup in that one. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And again, Strat on, and I will see you all down the road.